of extra butter. The DC Universe may be making a big comeback in the form of Shazam. The movie is awesome. A 14-year-old finds out they're tasked with saving the world from enemies. Hey, speaking of enemies, Taraji P. Henson saving the world from the KKK. The Best of Enemies is one of the most amazing real-life stories headed to the theaters this weekend. And are you ready to get your creepy on? Stephen King's Pet Sematary Reborn, ready to shock you, ready to scare you. We'll be talking about that and more on this edition. Hey, what's up? Hey, check it out. It's Lance. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm doing good.
It is Kelly. You guys just eat your popcorn, and you grab some popcorn or whatever you have at home. This is the show. We talk about movies pretty much the way you talk about movies. We just sit around, grab the stars, and these guys.
What's up?
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us. She is a travel blogger known around the world as Kelly Savannah Deaton. Where do we find you?
So you can find me at Kelly Savannah Deaton. Easy peasy.
And returning, we miss you so much,
Woo!
man.
I missed y'all.
Lance Woods, where do we find you?
Lance Woods, Instagram, Sir Lance Woods, Twitter, Facebook, Lance Woods. I just said a lot of stuff. Just Lance Woods.
Making audiences laugh all over the world. All right, you guys, we have to address the what?
Introduce yourself first.
Oh, TV Marcus Allen, not to be confused with the elephant in the room, known as Dumbo. I liked Dumbo. I didn't love Dumbo. How about you two?
I liked it. I think most people are gonna go see it because it has that nostalgia. And people love a good Disney movie and a cute little elephant packaged with Colin Farrell, a great solid cast. I cried, it was magical.
Fly, little one.
I liked it. I took my niece. She wanted to see it. I went with her, and I had the best nap. I'm telling you, I slept so well. She had a good time, and I slept. I don't get a lot of sleep.
You didn't
after
cry?
That.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thank you
I don't
for the
cry
honesty.
in my sleep. No, I enjoy it. I enjoy my rest. And they got the new seats that recline back.
Oh,
I brought
I know.
a blanket. I had a pillow. It was
nuts.
beautiful.
That
I'm gonna
is
go,
hard.
I'm gonna go see it again.
And I think you bring
Unbelievable.
up my problem with the movie too. I liked it. I thought it was visually stunning. The
That's
cast
true.
is great. But Tim Burton, I love Tim Burton's movies, but when he has to lean into a Disney movie, I think it makes it kind of slower.
And I hope you didn't mention that to Danny DeVito.
No, I didn't. We got to give Danny some credit, though. This is his third go-around with Tim Burton, and if you think about it, I just realized he's pretty much the ringleader every time
Yeah.
because the Penguin in Tim Burton's Batman was a circus ringleader. In Big Fish, he was a what? Circus ringleader. And you get more of it in this. We talked about his career spanning the generations. Take a look.
What does it mean to have a career that's spanned the gap? That's so many different generations.
I think it's great. It's a good thing. I mean, I feel like this is like Dumbo is like our right now. It's like I feel like for kids of all ages. Matilda, a lot of young kids like very much. I get a lot of feedback from Hercules, which is also a Dumbo movie.
Sure.
Yeah, and so I like the fact that I have youngsters and also old timers like you and me. Thanks very
Honored
much,
to be
Dan.
in that club.
People who've seen War of the Roses and and Ruthless People and all those other ones, and who knew Taxi when it was on. So it's kind of cool, to have that range of. And now with Sonny, Sonny's been on 13 years, and that's the thing with your son, your kids are, they all dig it, and we're going to do a couple more seasons. So
you might hear some chatter on my phone. That's because I thought I'd bring in for backup a real reviewer, true tested, mommy tested, maybe mommy approved. It's Kim Morgan from Yuba City, California, and her daughter Lila. Lila is one of like 600 daughters you have. Is that right?
Yeah, with a mind of her own. We're in our garage right now, and she sees her bike. So now she's like, yeah.
All right, so she really does have 5 daughters that are Dumbo age appropriate, and you took the whole brood to see it over the weekend. What'd you think?
We actually really liked it. I was a little reserved going in because I'm not a fan of the really sad Disney movies, the classics like Dumbo. It's never really been one of my favorites, and I just thought, hey, why not? Let's go see it, and I ended up actually liking it.
Kim, which daughter, so you have a lot of daughters, which one do you think liked it the most?
Lila, even though she ran away, she actually really likes it. Every time the commercial comes on TV, she says, we saw that, we saw that, we saw that. And she gets super duper excited. I think all the girls ended up liking it. Even my oldest, my 15-year-old, she was on the fence about seeing it, but she ended up liking it in the end.
Kim, if you do us a favor, grab your daughter again. I want to get like a one-on-one approach with one of the actual younger, youthful patrons. Lila, what did you think of Dumbo?
What did you think of Dumbo? Did you like it?
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, Kim.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kim.
thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Kim Morgan. You've said
All those kids.
a real parent testing out our Disney movie.
But all those kids, that just makes me want to take my birth control twice today.
Me too.
Me three.
Yeah.
God bless her. God bless her.
Give me the pill. Give me the shot.
I'd be napping through everything. I'd be napping, pushing a shopping cart.
Yep, Ryan Reynolds says when
Yeah,
he
exactly.
blinks, it's little naps throughout the day, so.
Exactly. I'll tell you a movie that you'll stay away for, and
Ooh.
Kimberly and the rest of the parents in the world should probably keep the kids away from Pet Sematary, the new Stephen King adaptation. The movie is reborn to re-kill. What are we thinking about this movie?
Anytime that people die and come back to life, I'm in. I love all kind of scary movies, but this kind with all that. Why? You don't like scary
You don't like-
movies?
you don't-
No,
do it?
I
You're
don't do
not a
scary. That
fan?
movie ruined my childhood. I was
Stephen
scared of
King.
that
The
movie.
original?
The original. I will not watch the remake.
Come on.
Listen, I used to wet the bed because of that movie. I'm not gonna tell you how long it was until I stopped wetting the bed.
Yesterday?
I'm not gonna talk about that, but just know I had to call in sick one time because
All
my
right.
bed was wet. It was all because of that movie.
So, buy yourself some rubber seats, get ready for this movie. I'll tell you what you do get. A lot of pop-out scares. It's an adaptation of Stephen King's classic. The classic, if you watch it and dust it off, it moves a little bit slower, despite Lance. This movie moves faster. It jumps out at you. I talked to Jeté about it. Take a look.
It was really cool. I wasn't that scared because I knew like how everything went and like what happens in the story, but it was still a little shocking with the jump scares. But part of the story is like goes off into like different directions, and there's like many little stories. So like for the Zelda parts, I was like a little scared because I didn't know what happened there.
See, that right there, creepy kids, creepy animals. This movie has all the creepiness, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
You
it's-
have to see it on the big screen, too. You have to go see it.
It's why I
No,
like
no, you
Ouija
don't.
2. It's not why I like Conjuring 2. I like anytime you get a kid in a creepy situation.
Yep.
Are you happy, Mommy?
If there was some repercussions, would you bring back someone you lost?
No, I
You
mean,
wouldn't?
I don't think
I
so.
would.
Can we
No,
talk
I
about
would.
Dumbo again? What about the elephants?
No.
Y'all don't like cartoons?
No, but we can talk about a movie that, ironically, despite the fact that it goes to some of the most horrific things that have ever taken place in reality, is actually a joyful movie. We'll explain it all and why you should go see The Best of Enemies when we come back in a moment. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. Every now and then a movie comes along that I'm not sure you're planning on going to see, but you really should go see it. Let's break open Best of Enemies.
It's a true story.
Yep.
It's about the civil rights activist Ann Atwater.
That's right.
And she actually is the best of enemies, like the title, with
Right.
a Ku Klux Klan member.
The moment you see Sam Rockwell, you hate this guy, and
Hate
you know that
him.
you're digging in to hate this guy, and you do hate him for the most of the movie until, like, I don't think we're plot spoiling because it's
No.
based on historical events.
Yeah.
He denounced the KKK. I hope you go see this movie. Taraji P. Henson crushes it. It's one of her best performances ever. She disappears in the role of Anne, don't you think?
She is such a kick lady.
Mm-hmm.
Taraji P. Henson annihilates any movie she does. She is incredible, but in this movie too, she was so passionate about it, and you can see why. When you see her performance, you're like, wow, she really gave it her all because she's passionate about it.
I talked to the two of them about it. Take a look.
Hey,
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
nice suit, man.
He's
Oh, thank
always
you.
has the nice suits.
Yeah.
Always. He never gets it wrong.
Exactly. That's what recycled auto upholstery will do for you. Thank you.
You look amazing.
You know, I was tempted just to sit here and hope you didn't notice me because I guarantee you a better interview would just be the two of you talking about whatever you have to talk about. Don't let me interrupt. I'll just be
We're
over.
just catching up. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We'll talk about that relationship on the set. How did this go down?
We had fun,
had a
actually.
lot of fun.
Yeah, we joked around. You have to have a little levity on a heavy movie
Sure.
like this, you know. It's a lot to
You have
handle.
to live in between takes, otherwise we'll all want to kill ourselves by the end of the night.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. But I need to lean into this and lead with that this is one of the most, at the end of it, joyful movie experiences I've ever
That's
had.
great.
Great.
It's a tough road to get you there, but by the time end credits are rolling, you leave with just a sense
Hope.
of hope.
Yes,
Hope.
That's
we
great.
need that right now.
That's a fantastic thing to hear. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that, yeah.
That's why I signed on to do the film.
Yeah, did you consider, like, at the moment that this movie dropped, it's probably going to be when the world needs it the most.
That's what I said when I got the script. Well, 5 years ago, Danny, I was going to say Danny Glover. Danny Strong, very different Danny.
Right.
Danny Strong, co-creator, producer of Empire, gave me this script 5 years ago when we shot the pilot. And, you know, of course, schedules, conflicting times, we couldn't pull it together. Then the presidency happened, and then the tone of the nation changed. And I called Danny right away. I said, Danny, are you feeling what I'm feeling? And he was like, yeah, you better believe we got to make this movie. I said, we have to make it now.
I love the two of them together, and seeing the two of them together reminds me of my favorite part of the movie. You always wonder to what extent is this true, and at the end of the movie, during the credits, they actually roll real historical footage of both people involved. And seeing them together, they were friends to the end of their time on this planet.
See, and that just goes to show you the positivity will prevail if given a chance.
People can change, not too late to change. What blows my mind and why I can't wait for my kids to go see this movie, I want to show them that, you know, America's deep, dark past isn't that long ago. I mean, we're just talking 1970. This wasn't a century ago.
And you can turn on the news now and still see things happening that shouldn't be still going on. So movies like this are so important because it brings
You can learn a lot from this movie. Go see this movie. All right, coming up in a moment, we're talking about a movie based on one word, and that one word is
Shazam!
I want to talk about transformative. That's the word that does it. The cast, Zachary and the rest, join us next. Hey, welcome back. Hope you're having an awesome day. Thanks for joining us on this special edition of Extra Butter. A couple shout outs. Thank you so much for watching our new YouTube channel. Oh wait, you're not watching on YouTube? Go watch it on YouTube. What's wrong with you? Extra Butter. It's that easy. 2 words, people. Find it. Also, shout out to the men and women of the American forces all over the world in 168 different countries and territories worldwide. Thanks for serving the U.S. and thanks for watching our show.
Yes.
Speaking of serving the U.S., nobody's doing it better this weekend than Shazam!
Shazam!
I have never not looked forward to seeing a movie more in my life, and then upon seeing it realized, oh my God, that might be one of the best DC movies ever made.
And what did you tell me when you were like, go see it, this is why?
Because it's funny. It is so funny.
Dude, did you see that? Yeah, you electrocuted a bus and almost killed these people.
And then I caught it!
And what movies did you compare it to? You said it was just like...
a lot of Big. I see a lot of Big in it. Were you a big fan of Big?
I was a big fan of Big. I'm gonna tell you something honest about this movie.
All right.
I didn't see it because this whole time, I thought it was Kazam. And I said, I don't want to see Shaq be a genie all over again. I sat through that already.
Yeah.
And now I'm just hearing, I was like, oh, it's a totally different thing. So I'm going to see it today.
Well, anyway, now it's just Shazam. I caught up with Zachary Levi. Why do we love Zachary Levi before we go see this movie?
He was in a very popular show called Chuck.
Sure.
And he's just a cool dude. He seems like that kind of guy that you'd be like, hey, want to come to Thanksgiving with my family?
Yeah.
He's so nice.
And I like
And
Levi
nice
jeans.
to look at.
So
Levi jeans?
it's the most comfortable jeans.
I'm a little geeked out right now, I gotta be honest with you. I lean into superhero movies to begin with.
Yeah.
But there's something about this movie that made me, like, for a moment, forget everything, feel like I was 12 years old again. Yes, and I kind of want you to be Shazam.
Yes, thank you. Good. I mean, that's, I think, ultimately what we're shooting for. We want people to get lost in it. I think that's one of the great things about movies. There's an escapism. You get to step into another world, at least temporarily, and feel whatever message and tone and vibe you can get from that, and maybe a little bit of a departure from some of the crap that's going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff that we can get overburdened with, and to go feel joy for an hour and a half is a pretty great thing.
Well, this movie outlifts most movies in crap removal. I completely.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Disappeared completely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you seen any of the merch yet? Any of the merch?
I have seen it. I've seen some of the merch. I own some of the merch.
Really?
Yep.
Are you prepared for the onslaught of relatives you didn't even know you had calling you during the holidays and birthdays?
They've been doing that for years, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. They were waiting for Shazam. They're like, what else can we get? No, I'm kidding. No, my family's lovely, and they've been very, very supportive. And
it's been happening since like your high school days in Greece. They're telling you, hey, do you know John Travolta?
You're like, no. It's the middle school theater. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, the merch is crazy. That I have an action figure, and by the way, that it looks pretty like me, like it
eerily so.
Yeah, you know, smarmy eyebrow up. The only thing that's not true about this is that they have one eyebrow up. I can't even do that. I have to do it like I can't do the rock thing. I can't do Doesn't work.
There he is, Zachary Levi, the guy. He's the heir apparent to the Levi fortune. And
Who don't wear a good pair of 501s? They last forever. They're durable.
Affordable, deep discounts, and buy American. It has nothing to do with that.
He is nice to look at, though, I will say.
You like him?
I wouldn't be opposed to anything dealing with him.
Okay.
But anyways,
you start to wonder why it took so long for that fiance to pop the question. I totally get that, dude.
Because she said she wouldn't be opposed to anything.
We both have hall passes, okay?
Right.
Just kidding. I love you.
All right,
Brandon.
Some have hall passes and some just drop out of class altogether.
Wait. Speaking of class, we have to talk about this, you guys. Wait.
Yeah.
This movie is a different kind of superhero movie because it addresses bullying and stuff like that. Everyone thinks when I get serious I'm being sarcastic, but I'm serious. It's nice to see all the backstories. Even the villain, played by Mark Strong, he was bullied as a child. Just has some redeeming, stuff like that.
You do find out why the villain becomes a villain. I also love, we talked about Big, and it starts out with a 14-year-old that becomes Shazam, and I got to catch up with two of them, one of which we love from the movie It.
Yes, Jack Grazer. That kid is a huge star. I loved him in It. He was the breakout star of that movie, and I love him in this one. He's the comedy pretty much the entire movie.
He was the It.
He was the It factor.
What?
He is the comedy in this movie.
You okay? Why are you talking?
Oh, we talked.
I'm so freaking jealous of you two.
Yeah, good.
Look, I want to be young again. I want to be in a movie like this.
I would be jealous too, but don't need to be because I...
What purpose would that serve? Because you are you.
I am me.
Right.
You're Jack Dylan Grazer.
That's the message of the movie. Be yourself, kids.
In essence, I sit here just to say congratulations. This is an amazing movie. It makes me feel like I'm a kid again. It makes me want to scream to people, go see this movie, and that's what I do for a living. I tell people to go see movies. So see this movie.
See it! See it! In cinemas, April 5th.
What's the scene that blew you away?
I mean, there were multiple scenes that blew me away. I think it was most of the stuff with Jack and Zach. That's.
Oh yeah, the training montage.
Yeah. Right. Yes, the training montage.
Another thing that was on my bucket list was to be in a training montage and to be the sensei in the training montage. So.
Yoda.
Yeah, I'd rather be the trainer than the trainee.
You've done it all.
Yeah.
Have you completed everything? Are you done?
I could check off so many things off this bucket list of things. One of which is to be interviewed by such a great interviewer. So.
So Buddy's there, and Buddy's in the movie. Asher and Jack plays the one that will go on to become Shazam, and that's his best sidekick. And we should all have a friend like that. Everyone needs a snarky friend like Asher.
Yeah, that will just tell it to you straight.
That tastes like actual vomit.
Just for confirmation, Shaq is not in this movie.
Shaq, it's not Shazam. It's Shazam.
Okay.
Go see it. If you haven't gone to go see it, trust everyone who tells you, go see that movie, it's really good.
It is really funny.
Because it is.
Yep.
The last time I was this enthusiastic about a film that you probably thought was going to suck, it was Bumblebee. Well, lo and behold, join us in a moment. We'll talk about why you should go behind the scenes of that and watch it at home. Next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yes, if you want to come to a comfy Century Theater and watch the movie, maybe lay back and have a nap.
Hey, man, anything is possible.
Can't believe you slept through Dumbo.
No, believe it.
If you'd like to sleep in the comfort of your own home and maybe have a movie playing at the same time, might I suggest Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Again, this is a movie that when I first saw the trailer, when it went to its theatrical release, I said, there's a movie to skip. What do we need? Who said we need another sucky Transformers movie? And then all of a sudden this came out. It's great. It's really good.
Yep, and that has all the makings. It's kind of like a coming-of-age story, too, in and of itself, with that nostalgia.
Yeah, when you think Ferris Bueller, Pretty in Pink, all of the John Hughes coming-of-age movies,
Yep.
It felt more like that, don't you think?
I think so, too, and I know it's good because I enjoyed it, and black people don't like bees.
Wait, what about Akiba and the Bee? That was a good,
Akiba and the Bee.
That was a spelling bee.
It was a spelling bee.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And I didn't know until I seen it, because I was going to skip it until she started saying, well, I was like, okay, I can get a spelling bee. But if I would have seen business, turn the movie up.
Next time John Cena comes up for interview, I want you to talk to John Cena.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
See,
me and John
yes,
Cena could
last
talk.
time Mark didn't know what that was. That's John Cena's, his Shazam.
So we just talked about the movie Shazam, Bumblebee.
Early on in this movie, when we see someone sitting at a table eating some Mr. T cereal, I realized I was going to love this movie. Let's go back to you. So you're probably like 10 or 11 during this era.
Yep.
What would I find you eating on a Saturday morning?
Not Mr. T, because that was probably 84, 85.
All right.
Not to kill the set, folks, but cereal very rarely has an expiration date. I would say I was probably eating Nintendo cereal because they had a divided box where like one was Zelda and I think one was Mario Bros.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what's on TV?
Certainly Tom and Jerry, Transformers.
Of course.
Any one of those WWF then animated.
Nice.
I think any one of those like famous Saturday morning cartoons.
And then we go into your bedroom. I'm looking around. What do I see?
Posters of souped up cars. So little did I know I was like a Transformer fan well before Bumblebee, because I would watch Transformers and then my room would be covered in souped up cars.
I will say this about the movie. The real star of this movie is Haley Steinfeld. I loved every moment she was on screen. She's really good at delivering the heart and soul of what it's like at that age, dealing with this Transformer business.
Oh, me?
Yep, and it's hard to be in a movie where you're acting across pretty much like a tennis ball or an invisible person the whole
pretty
time.
much the whole time.
So good for her.
I just really enjoy the way you said business.
Oh, are you okay? All right.
Business.
I'm trying to fit in, trying to stay cool with the kids. All right, final words, Lance Wood. Anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to say I'm so happy to be back. I
Good
love
to
you
see
guys.
you. Love you too, man.
It's always a pleasure. Follow me online, Lance Woods, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Sir Lance Woods.
Kelly Samantha Deaton, final words?
Final words. I'm happy you're back too, and I'll always be your snarky friend. Don't forget that. And
Somebody's got to keep it real.
I know. You can follow me at Kelly Samantha Deaton.
All right, follow me at TV Marquez Allen. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget, get on our YouTube channel right now. Subscribe, like, see ya.
We gotta talk about Marcus' job. See ya, business, and keep it real in a 45-second span.
Hey, what'd you think? Did you like that? Well, be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Ringing the bell is one of the greatest forms of self-pleasure you'll find today. Did I just say self-pleasure? And are they mocking me? Stop mocking me! I'm doing the thing. Watch some videos over there. I hope you're gonna eat that.